What is good, YouTube? It's Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to you guys with a quick video. Today we're going to talk about Khris Middleton. Eric Bledsoe got a lot of talk because he was getting traded. And of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo turned it into All-Star, All-NBA season last year and be breaking out of the shell and becoming a franchise caliber player last year. But the guy that missed a lot of last year came in, gave him some defense, gave him some more switching options, gave him floor spacing for Giannis and the rest of the team, and knocked down threes in the corner and at the top of the key. Was the unsung hero of the Bucks. Soon as he came back, they started winning again, and they was able to make a run and get in the top five in the playoff. Well, number six in the playoffs. It was Khris Middleton. That's the guy that we're gonna talk about today. I like to do a little bit of underrated players and some players that nobody else talk about. Try to cover the whole NBA, rookies, sophomores, superstars, franchise, good trades. Try to cover as much basketball as I can and talk about things that people usually don't talk about. So we're gonna talk about Khris Middleton. Like I always say, I stay probably about 20 minutes away from the Bradley Center. They building a new stadium for the Bucks. I only live about probably 2-3 minutes away from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Um, I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so it's good to see the Bucks put together a team like this because usually they get so caught up in being mediocre. They were just happy just making the playoffs and never winning a championship. We haven't won a championship since we had Oscar Robertson and Kareem, and it seemed like the franchise tried, but they really couldn't get a championship team since then. Obviously, we was able to get players like Ray Allen, Sam Cassell, Michael Redd, who we actually developed into a all-star caliber player. We obviously got Brennan Jennings. He didn't pan out. Monte Ellis came down here. He didn't really work out. And now we have Giannis. We paid him $100 million for 5 years. He's going to be down here for a long time. Hopefully, we already paid Khris Middleton, and Eric Bledsoe got one more year left on his deal. So they're trying to make a run right now and show Giannis that they're willing to win and willing to put a contender around him. And I think that's important. But one of the biggest pieces of that franchise was the $80 million that they gave. Khris Middleton was paid before Giannis because his contract came up. They actually traded for Middleton. He turned out to be better than what they actually expected. He ended up becoming a great 3 and D guy, a guy that can play defense, switch a lot. He can play the 2 or the 3 and sometimes the 4 depending on who plays the 4. If it's somebody like Ryan Anderson, he definitely can guard them. But if it's somebody that's a bigger 4 like Porzingis, he won't be able to guard that person. Sometimes the centers can play the power forward position, like AD and Joel Embiid. They tough to guard because they still bigger than you. Plus, they can still stretch out the floor, but he can always get post up and brutalized. But Khris Middleton has always been a part of this team's success. When he plays, he adds another sniper. He can come off screens. He can create his own shot better than he used to. He has off the dribble pull up jump shots, lean in jump shots, kind of like floaters. But since he's 6'8" and long, all he's basically doing leaning and just tapping the ball in the basket. Obviously, he's known for being a prolific 3-point shooter, shooting 40% a couple seasons, and that is important, especially in this day and age when there's pace and space. Everybody want to get to the basket and kick out for threes or just score at the layup. I mean, get a layup or a dunk or a free throw. It's kind of like what the Rockets do in Houston with their new system and how they approach the game. A lot of teams are starting to take that too because you're getting the best shots. And Khris Middleton is detrimental to that when it comes to the success of the Bucks because Jabari has abilities to shoot threes, but he's not really a knockdown 3-point shooter. They trade for Eric Bledsoe. He can knock down threes, but not consistently on a nightly basis. Giannis has been shooting below 30% for 3. So you're going to need somebody that can shoot on that team. Obviously, they got Deladova. Obviously, they got players like Tony Snell. But they need somebody in that starting lineup that can still guard the position that he's at while still adding offense. I feel like Khris Middleton would have been an all-star last year. But he ended up getting injured before the season started, I believe, and that kind of hurted his chance of being an all-star. This year he has a better case because he has been more healthier and he has been putting up all-star caliber numbers in the East. And considering that the Bucks are one of the playoff teams right now, I can see him in 36 games. He's averaging 46% from the field, almost a career high. His career high was 47. I mean, 467. He only 1.001 down for beating his career high from the field. Obviously, he's not shooting 40% from three, but he's shooting more threes than he ever did, which is 5.8. His second highest is 4.6. So he's shooting over a whole three a game, and he's knocking it down less than he usually do. But he'll get it back. He can get back to being a 40% three-point shooter by the end of the season. He's still around a 90% free throw shooter. He's giving you 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal a game, and 2.3 turnovers, which is a lot considering that he don't handle the ball that much. But if he wants to continue to expand himself and expand his role, he's going to have the ball handling duties like a DeMar DeRozan, like a Bradley Beal. They allow it to come off screens and shoot and make plays for themselves and other people. And he's actually one of those hockey assist guys that he might not get exactly the assist, but he'll kick out the ball where it has to go, and then the ball will move to the person that's open. One thing I like is when he gets the ball, he's either looking to score or looking to pass. He's not really indecisive. He's not really trying to do too much. He's not really trying to force the issue a lot. He makes the simple play, rather pull up off of a jump shot, stop and pop, obviously spot up three. He just makes the right simple play, and that's how he gets the 4.3 assists. Just not overthinking it and not trying to force up shots, not trying to force passes. Even though he do that a little bit, but he doesn't do it enough to where you don't want the ball in his hand because he's cancerous with it. I think that's important because with Giannis and Jabari being gone, you need another ball handler and another scorer and another playmaker, because Jabari can put the ball on the floor and create shots for himself. He can create shots in the post, and he can knock down mid-range shot at a high level. So you need somebody to take what Jabari gives you and add it and inject it into that starting lineup. And I feel like Middleton has been doing that this year more than he has ever did. But giving him $20 million a season, you want to need him to do as much as he can if you want to win, because that really put the Bucks in a strange position where now that they have Bledsoe and Giannis and Chris Middleton, they have to shell out a little bit more money to get Jabari, which means they're going to have to let the Delis and Tony Snells go and the Hensons go, so that way they can sign Jabari to a bigger contract, because his rookie deal is over. He's going to become a restricted free agent, and they really don't have the cap, without going over into the luxury cap, to keep Bari. And since he's gone, you're going to need that scorer and that playmaker, and Chris Middleton has done that, averaging a career high points of 20.6, and he only going to continue to go up because they really, really need this guy, especially in the fourth quarter, and especially as a scorer, to put pressure on the defense and allow Giannis to take breaks throughout the season, because Giannis was averaging 30 points a game, but they really wasn't winning that much. Now with Bledsoe and Middleton getting more of a bigger role and playing off Giannis and playing with the ball in their hands, it allows Giannis to play off the ball, and it allows Giannis not to have to try to score every possession like he has no help. And that's another thing that's important of him increasing his ball handling duties and his scoring ability, to take that pressure a little bit off Giannis and give him a little bit more help and allow him to get a little bit easier buckets. Plus, Chris Middleton is a guy that can get a lot of deflections and a lot of steals and throw the ball up to Giannis and Bledsoe to get easy layups and dunks and convert defense into offense. So let me know what you guys really think about Chris Middleton. Do you think he's a Michael Red, a guy that can be an all-star caliber shooting guard? They can hit the threes, play defense at a high level. I think Chris Middleton slid a little bit defensively this year. To me, that is my personal opinion, but he's still one of the better defenders in the league. Do you think that Chris Middleton should be an all-star? He's on a winning team. They're in the top 6 in the East. Giannis is a guaranteed all-star. Chris Middleton is averaging a career high 20 points a game, and he's shooting 46% from the field. Still shooting around 36+% from three. By the time the all-star break, we don't know where the percentage will be at, but I think it will continue to go up because he is a good shooter. But like I said, he has gotten better offensively. He has expanded his role. He has become a better playmaker. He has become a better scorer and added more weapons and versatility to his scoring. And that's showing progress. And they're going to, like I said, they're going to need that out of him since they did guarantee him a 4-year, $80 million deal. They're going to need the most that they can get out of Middleton because it's going to be hard to replace him because that's a big contract for a guy like Middleton. Plus, if you keep him, you only can get so much better because of the Bledsoe and the Giannis contracts, plus the Delis, the John Henson. So you only can get so much better with the roster you have now because you guarantee money with your players and your role players. So the Bucks in a strange situation where they're trying to contend, but at the same time they got to get people to come to Milwaukee and play basketball at a high level, and it's still hard to get superstars. So they got to keep who they can keep, but at the same time, they got to still chase for a championship. So we'll see what happens. They have problems signing and landing big free agents, so they have to draft these guys and develop them, like Middleton, like Giannis. And now they're trying to keep them. But can you really win a championship with Giannis and Middleton being your top three players? We don't know, but that's a question that I have to ask you guys as Bucks fans and as people that like the Bucks. Can they win a championship with Giannis and Middleton being your top three, four players? I don't know, but we'll have to see how good they can get, how much they can improve, and how far they can take this Bucks team. And remember, LeBron James still in the East, and Boston is only getting better. Toronto is a consistent team, and Washington is still young too. So it ain't gonna be just an easy transition to turn into a championship contender because you have young teams in the East that's still developing themselves. So let me know what you guys think. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out. Check out my video on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, it'll send you to my YouTube account. Subscribe and like the video to show support. Also, check out my website at analysisplayground.com. It'll be in the description of my Twitter, and my YouTube account will be pinned on my Twitter. And subscribe and like. Check out my Facebook page at analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below on YouTube. Click the link and send to my Facebook page. Like my Facebook page to show support. Also, check out my website. That will also be in the comment section in the description below. And if you're on YouTube, check out my Facebook, check out my Twitter, and also check out my website, analysisplayground.com. And like I said, Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis signing out. Let me know what you guys think about Khris Middleton.